I think it's just a raccoon. Oh my god! Lay down.
The most bone-chilling encounters are often the ones that turn our safest spaces into places of pure dread. From a pale, featureless face hiding in a cramped attic, to a shadowy hand reaching out from the darkness of an abandoned hospital, these moments defy every logical explanation. Are we simply seeing tricks of the light, or is something truly sharing our world? What do you think is actually caught on these tapes? An Instagram account named CRYPTIDS uploaded an unusual clip captured by a residential security camera on August 23, 2021 at an undisclosed location. The homeowner had received a motion alert indicating activity outside the house, and when they checked the footage, this is what appeared. A thin, frail figure was seen moving awkwardly across the yard. Its arms and legs appeared extremely slender, and its posture looked unnatural and distorted. Most viewers believed it was likely a person under the influence of drugs who had wandered onto the property, and many commented that the homeowner should have contacted the police immediately. There is no public information confirming whether the person who shared the video ever reported the incident to authorities. Even so, the scene left many viewers feeling uneasy. If something like this appeared on your security camera in the middle of the night, how would you react? Share your thoughts below. The following clip, posted on TikTok by a user called MadRFCKRS, has unsettled quite a few viewers. It was reportedly recorded somewhere in the Philippines, though almost no other details about the footage have been confirmed. The video shows a strange figure moving across a rooftop. Night has fallen, and the camera struggles to capture the scene, yet even with limited light, the figure is still visible. It appears vaguely human in form. Its eyes seem to glimmer in the darkness, most likely reflecting light from the device, and its skin looks gray as it crawls on all fours. Despite how disturbing it appears, some commenters suggested it could simply be an unclothed person climbing around on the roof. But even if that assumption is correct, the situation remains just as unsettling. If you had to choose which would be the less frightening option, an unidentified creature lurking above your home or a nude stranger with unknown motives, share your thoughts below. In a remote mountainous area of Japan, a camera recorded something unusual. Here's what the device captured. The footage is brief, but it appears to show a tiny dragon-like creature moving through a shallow stream. Although most viewers assume the video is nothing more than a staged hoax, it raises an interesting point. Cultures around the world have included dragons in their mythology for thousands of years. Civilizations separated by vast distances, each developed their own versions of these beings. In medieval Europe, dragons were portrayed as massive winged, fire-breathing beasts, defeated by heroes on dangerous quests. In ancient China, however, dragons were regarded as powerful entities that controlled the elements and protected both heaven and earth. Why did so many ancient societies believe such creatures were real? Could these stories trace back to something tangible? Adrian Mayer, a Stanford University scholar, has suggested that fossilized dinosaur remains may have inspired legends of dragons and similar mythical creatures such as griffins. Early communities likely discovered dinosaur bones, and from their oral traditions and written accounts continued passing the myths down through generations. So even if this short modern clip is almost certainly fabricated, it is fascinating to see how new forms of media can continue spreading age-old legends around the world today. When a YouTuber known for recording unusual moments on camera began hearing strange sounds around his home, he decided to investigate. Using only his camera for light, he cautiously followed the noises back to their source.
You hear that? Listen. Since I've been back, most nights I've been hearing noises in my attic, and tonight the noises have been the worst.
The recording begins as he notices the sounds coming from the attic above him. He explains that since returning home, he has heard these disturbances on most nights, and on this particular evening, they were at their worst. In the video's description, he states that he suspects some kind of animal or unknown creature may have started living in his house. His tone makes it clear that he is genuinely unsettled.
Hear that? I haven't been hearing the noises outside as much, and you hear that? Listen.
Despite his hesitation, he continues searching, hoping to document whatever is producing the strange sounds. Even his cat appears uneasy as the noise continues overhead.
In there yet? Kitty, what are you doing? Cat never goes up there unless it's freaked out. Kitty, what are you doing?
Eventually, he climbs into the attic, relying solely on the camera's light to navigate the cramped space.
Hello? Hello?
A sudden sharp noise erupts in the darkness, startling him. Attempting to calm himself, he suggests it might just be a raccoon.
I think it's just a raccoon.
While slowly sweeping the camera across the area in hopes of spotting the source of the disturbance. As the lens passes a shadowed corner, something disturbing becomes visible. A pale shape seems to blend into the cluttered surroundings with almost no recognizable facial features on its washed-out surface. Viewers later commented that the figure resembled an alien, or possibly some kind of malformed creature. While those interpretations are possible, the footage does not provide a definitive answer. It may have been nothing more than debris, arranged in a way that resembled something sinister. Though that explanation does not account for the chilling noises. Whatever was up there, its presence likely left the homeowner far too frightened to return for another look. TikTok creator Cryptid Chronicles shared a video showing a vacationer spending the day at a ski resort in the United States. While recording, the individual noticed a group of skiers and snowboarders gathered near the edge of the forest, all staring toward the trees. The footage reveals a faint outline of a tall, human-shaped figure standing among the foliage. According to the uploader, the figure appeared to stand between 8 and 10 feet tall. As the person behind the camera zooms in, the shape barely moves, but seems to be doing something with its hands. As if interacting with an unseen object. Stories of giant ape-like beings have existed in cultures around the world for centuries. In the United States, names such as Sasquatch and Bigfoot are the most widely recognized, and new sightings are reported each year. Some researchers and cryptid enthusiasts speculate that distant human relatives or ancient primate species may have survived far longer than science currently recognizes. They suggest such creatures could be intelligent enough to avoid detection. Still, if beings like this truly inhabit remote wilderness regions, many believe it may only be a matter of time before more definitive evidence is captured. Chris is the creator behind the well-known urban exploration channel Urbex Hill, where he regularly shares videos of himself investigating abandoned locations around the world that many believe to be haunted. His uploads have featured everything from old schools and churches to cemeteries, and in this case, the former St. Joseph Riverside Hospital in Warren, Ohio. Built in the early 1960s, St. Joseph Riverside Hospital operated successfully for decades. By 1996, however, it closed after HM Health Services took control of Warren General Hospital. In 2003, the property was purchased by Jim and Tom Dobson, who repurposed it for several ventures, including a private school. Financial difficulties eventually forced the site to close again, and it has remained completely abandoned ever since. Throughout the video, Chris walks through the deteriorating structure, exploring room after room. All showing clear signs of decay. Everything appears relatively uneventful until he reaches the 8-minute mark. Viewers are encouraged to watch carefully, especially the doorway on the left side of the frame. A dark shadowy hand briefly extends outward. The appearance of the hand has startled countless viewers, sparking debate over whether the figure belonged to a person, a spirit, or something even stranger. The most common theory suggests it may have been a homeless individual hiding inside the building. But if that were the case, how did Chris fail to notice any movement or sound during his exploration? There's no confirmed explanation yet. Regardless of what the figure was, the footage remains deeply unsettling. A few months ago, we covered a disturbing TikTok posted by a user named Old Fogey John, which appeared to show a strange figure lurking around his backyard. The same account has since uploaded another clip that is just as unsettling. According to the uploader, he recently began noticing unusual holes appearing in his garage door. Curious and concerned, he reviewed his overnight security footage to determine what was causing the damage. What he found left him shocked. The video shows a strange figure seemingly breaking pieces off the garage door. It looks very similar to the entity seen in the earlier TikTok we featured. Even now, the uploader has no explanation. He still cannot determine whether the figure is a person, an animal, or something entirely different. As always, I will pass the question on to you. What do you think this could be? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. In August 2010, the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology conducted a deep-sea mission when their cameras recorded something unusual in the waters of Sagami Bay, southwest of Tokyo. As the Hyperdolphin ROV moved through the dim underwater environment, its equipment captured footage of the surrounding ecosystem. Everything appears ordinary at first. Then, emerging from the dark water, an unidentified shape comes into view. Its large rounded eyes sit above what looks like a wide-open mouth, and its solid form fades into the cloudy water behind it. When the clip was first released, it spread rapidly around the world, with numerous news outlets reporting that a previously unknown deep-sea species might have been filmed. Some researchers were not convinced, suggesting it could simply be pareidolia, the human tendency to interpret random shapes as something familiar. According to that theory, the face might just be a rock formation with two shells positioned in a way that tricks the brain into seeing a creature. Still in the footage, the object appears to shift slightly, which raises questions about what was actually captured. So what do you make of it? Could this be an undiscovered deep-sea cryptid, not yet recognized by modern science? Or is there a much simpler explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Cryptids are creatures that people claim exist, but have never been officially recognized by science. The footage you're about to see, submitted to the Facebook group Alter Extra Nice by Alberto Rodriguez, shows something so unusual that it not only falls outside normal classification, it almost defies explanation altogether. The exact location of the clip has not been confirmed, though many believe it was filmed somewhere in South America. It begins with two farmers who appear noticeably uneasy.
Pero no es así. Tiene esa cabra de ahí agarrado en el cuello. Pongan atención a eso.
They seem especially wary of one particular goat in the herd.
Véanlo.
For a brief moment, you can see that something is clinging to the goat's neck.
¿Qué es eso que tiene guindado aquí?
When the footage is slowed down, it looks almost like a very large bat attached to the animal. Seconds later, the situation shifts from strange to genuinely disturbing.
Ahí, mírenlo. Mírenlo ahí.
The creature releases the goat and attempts to flee across the yard. As it moves, its body seems to flatten into a long dark shape, sliding along the ground like a shadow. Slowed down footage makes the effect even more bizarre. The farmers chase the creature toward a nearby river, trying to drive it away from their property.
Al detalle. Porque miren lo que va a pasar ahí. Miren eso. Vean. Ahí lo persiguen hacia el agua.
Later, a short segment from a stationary camera shows the same entity crawling over a rock before disappearing from view. The clip ends, leaving viewers wondering what they have just witnessed. Most people have struggled to identify what kind of animal this could be. Some have suggested it might be a chupacabra, a well-known cryptid from South American folklore, infamous for allegedly drinking the blood of livestock, especially goats. The initial close-up of the creature does resemble some descriptions of the chupacabra, a large head-fang mouth and bat-like ears. But its slithering, shadow-like form as it escapes across the yard is far more difficult to explain. How does it shift from looking like a large bat to a thin, sliding silhouette? Unless this is an expertly staged hoax, this disturbing encounter will have to remain a complete mystery. Our clip of the day seems to suggest that something unsettling may be hiding in the darkness. Trucker Danny Ramirez was parked at a rest stop in Oregon along Route 97 when he heard a disturbing noise coming from the nearby woods. The California driver later uploaded the footage to his TikTok account, Danny Ramirez 221, for others to hear.
What the heck is that? What the absolute heck is that? Silly. And they say Bigfoot isn't real? I don't ever want to stick my arm out the window.
An eerie howl echoes through the trees. Unable to identify the sound, Danny wonders if it might be the call of a Bigfoot. He later explained that after he stopped recording, the driver of the red truck parked beside him walked over to ask whether he had heard the same strange noise. Many viewers commented that they have heard similar howls along Route 97, particularly in Oregon. For decades, the Pacific Northwest has been a hotspot for Bigfoot and Sasquatch sightings. The region has a long history of reports involving towering ape-like beings, unexplained howls, and oversized footprints pressed into mud on numerous occasions. One of the earliest and most famous encounters occurred in the summer of 1924. A group of gold prospectors emerged from the Mount St. Helens wilderness, reporting an attack by several tall, hairy bipedal creatures. Fred Beck Gabe Lefevre, John Peterson, Marion Smith, and Smith's son Roy claimed they were confronted by 4 7-foot-tall ape men that hurled rocks and let out terrifying screams. The men said the creatures stood upright and moved in a human-like manner, covered in thick black hair and weighing an estimated 400 pounds each. According to the story, the miners were injured after their cabin was pelted with large stones for hours in the early morning. At first light, they fled and reported the encounter to authorities. However, investigators found no trace of the creatures in the remote area, roughly 8 miles from Spirit Lake. Some believe the prospectors fabricated the event to gain attention. Returning to Ramirez's clip, a number of viewers suggested that parts of the sound resemble a wolf howl, but in other moments the noise seems too unusual and deep in tone to match any known wolf vocalization. So what exactly are we hearing in Danny Ramirez's recording? Is this the hidden call of a Bigfoot? Or is there a more ordinary explanation behind these strange, echoing howls? Are we alone in the universe? It is a question that has fascinated people for generations. And if this video uploaded to the YouTube channel, Paranormal Witnesses, is genuine, the answer might be no. Very little background information is provided with the clip other than the claim that it was filmed somewhere in Massachusetts, in the United States. The nighttime footage shows a young girl walking down the steps of what appears to be her home. She's not alone. An unidentified person holding the camera follows closely behind her. It is unclear why the recording is taking place at all. Some might assume they heard something unusual and decided to check outside. Whatever the reason, the girl continues down the steps and moves out into the darkness. For a few moments, the scene is too dark to make out clearly. Then, something unusual appears on camera. A figure with a large head can be seen watching from behind a tree. Its skin appears pale and it has oversized dark eyes. The lower portion of its head tapers downward, giving its face a shape similar to an inverted triangle. It strongly resembles the familiar image of an alien gray. Even so, some viewers believe the figure could fit another explanation, suggesting it might simply be a person wearing a mask, possibly attempting to startle the child as part of a prank. With no additional details available, this encounter remains unresolved for now. In April 2021, a homestead owner in Birch Bay, Washington, recorded something unusually strange on one of his trail cameras. He later uploaded the footage to his YouTube channel, Jimmy B Trail Cams, for viewers to examine. The clip was captured just before 9 p.m. on a camera set deep within the woods. In the video, a large figure can be seen moving from left to right. Its massive size becomes obvious as it passes behind several trees with slow, heavy steps. Only a few weeks later, in May, 4 trail cameras positioned around the property disappeared. Some viewers suggested the figure might have been a hunter wearing a ghillie suit who noticed the cameras spread throughout the area and decided to take them. Others believed the recording could simply be a staged hoax. However, all the other trail camera clips uploaded to the channel show typical wildlife, deer, foxes, and other common animals. Nothing in the channel's history suggests that the owner has a habit of staging content. So, what is your interpretation of this unusual sighting? Is it possible that the figure captured on camera is the legendary Bigfoot? Share your thoughts below. Is this yet another piece of footage showing the elusive and legendary Loch Ness monster? 54-year-old Richard Maver was participating in the Great Glen Canoe Challenge in September 2021 when he unintentionally recorded something unusual moving through the waters of Loch Ness. While flying a drone to capture footage for his YouTube channel, Richard Outdoors, the camera recorded a strange shape gliding through the shallow water near the shoreline. Maver did not notice anything unusual at the time. It was only after he uploaded the video that several sharp-eyed viewers pointed out a mysterious form in the water. In the footage, a long object can be seen floating just beneath the surface. Its appearance resembles the classic outline often associated with the Loch Ness monster: an extended neck, a wide body, and fin-like shapes along the sides. Maver told the Daily Mirror that he was stunned by what he had accidentally filmed. He replayed the footage multiple times before finally accepting what the camera had captured. Some analysts believe the object could simply be a log drifting near the surface, or even an optical illusion created by light and waves. But devoted believers in the Nessie legend are convinced this is further proof that an ancient creature may still inhabit the dark waters of Loch Ness. That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.